Devin, it's great to finally meet you.
It's good to meet you too.
Hey, would you please hold this while we talked? It's a tool that we use in our business.
Yeah, sure.
So, we have a thing that we call Silly Putty tickets. Do you remember Silly Putty? You can shape it, you can stretch it, you can mold it. Well, we can shape and mold our tickets to your specific needs to help you increase your sales. For instance, how many local salespeople do you have?
5.
And how many key accounts does each salesperson have? What size is an important account?
I would say around 25,000.
And how important is new business to your salespeople?
Well, new business is very important.
Do you have a strict plan that is designed to get new business every month?
We definitely have a plan, but sometimes it's easy to stray away from that plan.
Yeah, I know. I completely understand. It's always tough to get salespeople to focus on new business, but by using our Silly Putty tickets, you can get them to focus on new business and you can keep track. Now, for example, the first step is to have each salesperson identify in writing to you which prospects are key to them. Now, that wouldn't be too difficult to do, would it?
No, not at all.
Okay, most of my clients have told me the key to building business from new prospects is for the salesperson to develop a good relationship with them, usually through constant contact. So a lot of times to build that relationship, salespeople use an out-of-office activity, like golf or lunches. Some of my clients have told me that their problem with golf is that some people just may not be good golfers, and it's almost more embarrassing to play than not, and it's pretty expensive. When was the last time you had a memorable burger at lunch?
Oh, wow, a burger? I couldn't even tell you.
Therefore, by using our Silly Putty tickets, you can get them to build these relationships and focus on new business, and you can keep track of this new business as well. Here's how it works. The salesperson calls a prospect who he has been working with for a little while, and he says, "How about joining me for the Kangaroos game next week? I've got the president's seats." Now, this is not a situation where the salesperson is just giving away the seats. It's the salesperson inviting the prospect to go with him. This way, the salesperson has a chance to do some real out-of-the-office bonding. Remember, he wants to develop a relationship through constant contact. Giving the tickets away doesn't help build that relationship. Now, how effective do you think 2 to 3 hours at one of the Kangaroos games would be for building a relationship?
I believe that could be quite effective.
And you're exactly right. Please, look at how one of my clients have enjoyed success with our tickets. That's a testimonial from Todd Williamson of Williamson Industries.
Oh, wow, okay.
And you know what could be even better when taking a prospect to a game is if you, as the president, and maybe even your sales manager could also go. Would you be willing to do that occasionally for the right account?
I think that's something we could possibly do.
And would it be asking too much of your salespeople to spend just one evening a month with a key prospect at one of our games?
No, we usually try to meet out of the office, occasionally.
Okay, so our season is about 6 months long. If each one of your salespeople took just one key prospect a month to one of our games, each salesperson would bring in 6 new prospects a season. Now, of those 6 prospects, how many do you think would end up as customers?
I would hope at least 2 or 3 prospects.
Okay, so if each salesperson converted just one prospect to become a new customer, that would be $25,000 for each salesperson. And with 5 salespeople, that would be $125,000 in new business. Do you see how I arrived at this number?
Yes, I see.
So, as we have been talking about new business, we might also want to consider your existing clients. After all, your competitors might be out there trying to build the same relationships with your clients. So, would it be asking too much to have your salespeople also spend just one evening with an existing client, as well as one evening with a prospect?
I don't think that it would be asking too much.
Okay, so to give each salesperson one game a month to take out a prospect, you would need 5 games a month. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
You would need a similar amount per month for your salespeople to take existing clients to games. You would also need at least 5 games per month. And even better, you would be able to watch a total of 10 games per month. Let's talk about which type of ticket would work best for you. Based on what you told me, here's what I would suggest that you do. Our best seating area is at the club level with club seats. Now, here's what you get. You get free parking, access to our members-only bar, which includes free drinks and free food for the night of the games. And the cost to have a plan-controlled new business effort is really quite nominal for the return. For each of your salespeople to take just one key prospect once a month and one current client a month. You need 10 games per month or 60 games for the season. The return on investment is substantial if each salesperson brought in only one piece of new business. Now, because of this focus on new business, your sales would increase by $125,000, and that's $25,000 by 5 salespeople, and that's how we get $125,000. As I recommended 60 games, this is about 4 full season tickets, leaving 10 games for your employees or more customers. Your cost for 4 season tickets is only $14,000. So, how happy do you think you'd be with these results by giving this plan a try? This decision would be worth at least $125,000 in new business to you, and maybe even up to $250,000 in new business. Now, I can get this order in today and reserve you some prime seats. Before I came here, I stopped by the box office, and I reserved some seats for you to go along with. Now, would you prefer the account in your name or the company's name?
I really can't see this working.
I can understand that it sounds crazy that you can get all of this new business by going to games, but it does work, and what's your risk? It's only about $14,000. That's not much of a gamble. $14,000 to get $125,000, maybe even $250,000. What if it is as effective as I say it is? And what if it's only 75% effective? That would mean you get over $40,000 dollars in new business for a $14,000 investment. In addition, you'll have a lot of fun at our games. Would it be all right if I placed your order today?
Well, Avery, I could just buy tickets for the good games on StubHub, couldn't I?
And I can totally understand how easy it is to buy from StubHub. However, StubHub has some weaknesses for business. For one, you can't really plan it in advance with the control new business strategy. Secondly, you never really know how much you'll have to pay for tickets, and more importantly, whether you can get decent seats. And lastly, you don't get access to other features and benefits of being a ticket package holder with the team. Do you still have any other concerns?
I think it still may cost too much. We had a pretty rough year last season and had to do some budget cuts. So we have to be smart on our expenses moving forward.
And I can understand that. Some of my other clients feel the same way, but they thought about it this way. You said yourself that you thought you could generate $125,000 in new business for a pretty reasonable cost of $14,000. That sounds like a pretty smart move on your part. What is it here that is really causing you to hesitate?
I mean, it looks pretty good, but I will have to discuss this with my salespeople and make sure they're into it.
And when do you think you'd be able to talk to your salespeople about this?
I would say Thursday, potentially.
Devin, to retract, you said earlier that it wouldn't be too much to ask of your salespeople to spend one night a month out with a key prospect, correct?
I think it's reasonable.
And you also stated how you thought that the big city kangaroo games were a good place to develop relationships and that there was potential of $125,000 in new business, right?
Potentially, yes.
Okay, now, with all due respect to your salespeople, why even let them vote? Why let them vote on $125,000 of new revenue for your company if you think this will work? And if you think they have to spend just one evening a month out with the prospect and generate $125,000 to $250,000 in new business, what is there to vote on? What if they voted no? See, I had a client last year who was concerned about whether his salespeople would use the tickets, and here's how well it worked for him. That's a testimonial from Charlie Cooper of Cooper's Industries. He loved it, and he is very glad that he made a deal with our organization. So why don't we do this? We can sign you up today, Devin, and we will use our opt-out clause. And here's how it works. You're meeting with your salespeople on Thursday. Well, I'll write next Monday's date at the top of the agreement, and you have up until that day to opt out. If you decide this isn't for you, if it is, we can get better seat locations for you all. If your sales staff really fights you on this by next Monday, just call me up and I'll cancel the order. So, can I reserve those seats for you today?
This sounds good. You can go ahead and reserve those seats, Avery.
Okay, Devin, that's great. And like I said, if anything changes by next Monday, you let me know. I will also email you just to kind of outline the details that we talked about today, so you also have more background to talk to your salespeople with. But I think everybody's really going to enjoy this, and I think you'll be glad that you chose to go ahead and do this with us.
Well, thank you very much, Avery.
We enjoy our business, and we appreciate working with you up to this point. Thank you very much.